Welcome to the exploration of a groundbreaking book, Deep Work, penned down by the insightful Cal Newport. Today, we're delving into the crux of this transformative concept, a tool that promises to revolutionize how we approach our professional and personal lives. Now, who is Cal Newport, the mastermind behind this revolutionary concept? A computer science professor at Georgetown University, Newport has gained renown for his thought-provoking writings on technology and society. His work challenges the status quo, provoking us to reassess our relationship with the digital world and its impact on our ability to focus. Deep Work is more than just a book. It's a guiding light that paves the way toward a more productive and fulfilling life, a life where we control technology, not the other way around. It's about reclaiming our time and attention from the clutches of constant distraction. As we navigate through the key takeaways from this book, prepare to revolutionize your perception of productivity. Our first takeaway from Newport's book is the inherent value of deep work. Now, what is deep work? It's a concept that Newport introduces as focused, uninterrupted work that produces high-quality results. It's the ability to submerge yourself in a task without any distractions, allowing your cognition to flow smoothly and efficiently. It's like diving into the depths of the ocean, where the surface noise of the world is muffled, and all that matters is the task at hand. The reason why deep work is so valuable is linked to its rarity and the results it yields. In our digital society, we're continually bombarded with notifications, emails, messages, and other interruptions. These distractions fragment our attention, making it challenging to engage in deep work. Yet it's this deep, concentrated work that often leads to innovation, problem-solving, and high-quality output. Deep work is like a lost art in an age of constant connectivity. It's a skill that many have forgotten, yet it's more valuable now than ever before. Why, you might ask? Well, because it's in these deep work sessions where the magic happens. It's where we produce our best work, make meaningful progress, and truly flex our cognitive abilities. The truth is, anyone who's achieved anything remarkable, whether it's writing a best-selling novel, solving a complex mathematical problem, or creating a groundbreaking piece of technology, they've all engaged in deep work. In our modern society where attention is often fragmented and fleeting, the ability to focus deeply is becoming a rare commodity. But those who can master this skill, who can ignore the constant buzz of the digital world and immerse themselves in deep work, are the ones who will rise to the top. They are the ones who will produce work of remarkable quality and innovation. They are the ones who will solve the problems that others can't. They are the ones who will lead their fields, not because they are inherently more talented or intelligent, but because they have harnessed the power of deep work. In a world where attention is the new currency, deep work becomes a superpower. The second takeaway is a surprising one: embrace boredom. Yes, you heard it right, embrace boredom. This might sound counterintuitive, especially in a world that's constantly buzzing with information and entertainment at our fingertips. But let's dive in and understand what Cal Newport meant by this. Newport argues that the ability to concentrate intensely is a skill that must be trained. Much like how athletes train their muscles through rigorous exercise, the brain too needs training to develop the ability to focus. This is where boredom comes into play. In our modern lives, we're rarely, if ever, truly bored. The moment we feel the slightest hint of boredom, we reach for our phones, we check our emails, or we switch on the television. We're in a constant state of distraction, never giving our minds the chance to rest, to wander, to be bored. What Newport suggests is that we need to reframe how we see boredom. Instead of viewing it as something negative, we should see it as an opportunity to train our minds. By embracing moments of boredom, we allow our minds to rest, to recharge, and to prepare for deep, focused work. When we're not constantly seeking out distractions, we're training our minds to be comfortable with stillness, with quiet, and with focus. Imagine you're standing in line at the grocery store. Instead of reaching for your phone, you simply stand there in the moment, letting your mind wander. This simple act is a form of training. It's teaching your mind to be okay with not being constantly stimulated. It's building your ability to focus. Embracing boredom isn't about doing nothing. It's about giving your mind the space it needs to rest, and in turn, to focus. It's about understanding that not every moment needs to be filled with activity or stimulation. So, the next time you find yourself reaching for your phone to fill a quiet moment, remember Newport's advice. Embrace the boredom, train your mind, prepare it for deep work. Being comfortable with boredom, it turns out, is a stepping stone to effective deep work. Now, onto our third takeaway: quit social media. You might find this advice from Cal Newport rather controversial. After all, in this digital age, social media has become a prominent part of our lives. We use it to connect with friends and family, share our experiences, and even for business purposes. But have you ever considered the impact of these platforms on your ability to engage in deep work? Newport argues that social media fragments our time and attention, making deep work a challenging task. Imagine trying to focus on an important project when your phone keeps buzzing with notifications. Each interruption, however minor, breaks your concentration and hampers your productivity. And let's not forget about the time we spend scrolling mindlessly through our feeds, time that could be spent on more productive pursuits. Newport's argument isn't just about productivity though, it's about the quality of our lives. Social media, he says, encourages a shallow understanding of the world. We consume snippets of information without delving deeper into any single topic. This not only limits our understanding but also affects our ability to think critically and creatively. Now, Newport isn't suggesting that we completely cut ourselves off from the digital world. Instead, he encourages us to be more selective about the tools we use. We must evaluate whether a platform is serving us or if we are serving it. It's about reclaiming our time and attention and using them in ways that enrich our lives and enable us to do work that matters. This doesn't mean you have to delete all your social media accounts today, but it's worth considering how much time and attention you're giving to these platforms, and whether that's truly beneficial for you. Perhaps it's time to set some boundaries or even take a social media detox. As Newport says, we should treat our attention with the same respect we treat our money. After all, our attention is a valuable resource and it's up to us to decide how we spend it. The fourth takeaway is an actionable one: drain the shallows. As we delve deeper into the principles of deep work, let's take a moment to consider the concept of shallow work. These are non-cognitively demanding tasks that often fill our day but don't necessarily contribute to our significant goals or personal growth. It's the busy work that keeps us occupied but not necessarily productive. This includes tasks such as checking emails, attending unnecessary meetings, or mindlessly scrolling through social media. Cal Newport advises us to minimize this kind of shallow work in our lives. His rationale is simple yet profound. When we reduce the time spent on these low-value tasks, we create more room for deep work, the kind of work that demands our full attention and taps into our cognitive abilities. This deep work is where we find true satisfaction and make meaningful progress towards our goals. Think about it. How often have you found yourself at the end of a busy day, only to realize that you haven't really accomplished anything of substance? That's the trap of shallow work. It gives the illusion of productivity without the actual output. So how do we drain the shallows? It starts with a conscious decision to prioritize deep work. This may involve setting specific times for deep work during your day, or creating a workspace that's free from distractions. It also means being selective about the tasks you commit to, and saying no to those that don't align with your priorities. Moreover, it's essential to establish boundaries for technology use. While technology is a fantastic tool, it can also be a significant source of shallow work. Consider implementing strategies like batching your email responses or using apps that limit your time spent on social media. Remember, it's not about completely eliminating shallow work. That's nearly impossible in our interconnected world. It's about being mindful of how much time you're dedicating to it, and taking steps to minimize it. By draining the shallows, we make room for the deep. This is where we find the space to engage in meaningful work, to grow and to thrive. By making this shift, you're not just changing your work habits, you're fundamentally changing your work's value. Our final takeaway from deep work is practice productivity. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, according to Newport, productivity is not innate. It's a skill, and like any other skill, it can be honed and improved with deliberate practice. So how do we go about practicing productivity? One of Newport's key techniques is time blocking. This is where you schedule your day in blocks of time, dedicating each block to a specific task or set of tasks. By doing this, you're not only organizing your day, but you're also minimizing the chances of distraction and maximizing the opportunities for deep work. Now, it's important to remember that practicing productivity isn't about cramming as much as possible into your day. It's about working smarter, not harder. It's about using your time effectively and efficiently, focusing on quality over quantity. Productivity, like any other skill, requires deliberate practice, and deep work gives us the framework to do just that. So we've explored the 5 major takeaways from Cal Newport's deep work. Let's quickly recap. First, we recognize that deep work is valuable. It allows us to dive into complex problems and develop innovative solutions. Second, we learn to embrace boredom. It's in these quiet moments that our best ideas often emerge. Third, we discuss the importance of quitting social media. These platforms can be major distractions, pulling us away from meaningful work. Fourth, we talked about draining the shallows. By eliminating shallow work, we can make more room for deep, productive tasks. Finally, we emphasize the need to practice productivity. It's a skill, and like any skill, it requires consistent effort and practice to master. These takeaways are not just theories, but practical strategies that can help us improve our productivity and achieve our goals. Remember, the journey to mastering deep work is a marathon, not a sprint. So take your time, practice, and watch as your productivity soars to new heights. Hey there! If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends who could benefit from these insights. We've got a lot more insightful content coming up, so do hit the subscribe button to stay updated. If you're intrigued by the concept of deep work and want to dive deeper, we highly recommend reading Cal Newport's Deep Work. The link to purchase the book is in the description box below. Thank you for watching. Remember, the key to productivity is deep work, so let's dive deep and unlock our full potential.